Hello YouTube, it's me Nick, back here on the Lucky Shot 13 YouTube channel, and I am excited to play some Minecraft today. So super stoked, right? So we are presently inside of our little temporary base. And it's actually funny that this has sort of become a temporary base, considering that this was originally a prank done to me by IronPine. So yeah. We're inside of our little temporary base, that's where we're starting out. But the work that we're going to be doing today is over here. Okay? So, right over here, in the contents of this chest, should be everything I need to make a cow breeder / cooker. And we're going to use this hole, right? So the idea is to build it inside of this hole with a little collection area down there, sort of like a little room. And then just build a small, what would you call it? Building. Cottage-like thing on top, so it doesn't look ugly, right? So that way you just don't walk up to it and there's this hole in the ground with a bunch of cows in there. Yeah, not that works whenever you just got a couple people playing, but whenever everybody's out here recording videos, walking through, it's not practical to have a hole filled with cows in it. So yeah, but anyway, before we get into that, let's run over here, and you can see I put up a couple of our Diamond Society banners, right? Just to let everyone know that this crater and its contents are the property of both myself and the Diamond Society. If you haven't had a chance, go check out some of these other guys' channels. I know the day that this goes up, maybe the day after, there should be a video of our meeting with the so-called Resistance. You can check it out on IronPine, Major Bowler. Go check those guys out. I also know that today, which is whenever I'm recording this, it's Sunday the 25th of September, that Mr. Tubular released his first video for the ComradeSMP today as well. So please go and check those guys out. Subscribe to them, like their videos. You know, we're all doing our best here, right? I mean, yeah, we're not professionals, but at the same time, we're trying here, and I think we're really starting to get around to making some good content here on the server together. So anyway, after putting up these Diamond Society banners, it looks like we actually received something from IronPine. So 2 Anders in M13 from IronPine of the Ironwood, and a book to read. So let's see what's in here, right? Alright. Mr. Anders in M13, as a member of an opposing faction in the apparent war between the Diamond Block Society and the Resistance, I would like to offer my friendship to you. I offer this friendship sincerely and am heartily sorry for the PvP from 9/24/2016. So that would have been, of course, yesterday, whenever I'm recording this. These are not a part of my Minecraft career, and I hope you will accept my token of friendship. I will extend my hand of friendship to you, as it has always been, and shall not fire an arrow at you without just cause or consent. Signed, IronPine of the Ironwoods. Alright, well, this is interesting. Okay, this is interesting because, not to give too much away, but it didn't seem like yesterday there was going to be a whole lot of peace, right? It didn't seem like this is where we were going. Now, will I be IronPine's friend? Of course. Does that mean certain pranks and things may not be coming his way? I don't know if even friendship can protect you from that, right? So anyway, my plan here today is to build the cow farm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly sort of construct the cow farm off camera, and then bring y'all back whenever it's done. Time to put the cows in, and well, I might put the cows in there before, and anyway, and then build the structure on top of it, and then we'll get everything going and see if we'll have time to do anything else in today's episode. So I will catch y'all back here in a bit. Alright everybody, welcome back. So over here now, and what we've sort of dug out over here is, oh my goodness, cow noises. Oh yes, let's turn you down. Alright, so of course apologies for the extremely loud cow noises. So, down here, you come down here, and of course we have the polished granite and the diorite, which I kind of alike because it's a quick, easy color scheme here. So you can see we have our cow breeder here. Now you might recognize this cow breeder. This cow breeder was originally a MumboJumbo design, and then sort of the redstone around the back, it does not use a sticky piston, so it's a little more sort of early game friendly, if you will. It does not use a sticky piston, and this was I think come up with a guy by the name of Always Gamer, I think is his channel name. I'll have to look. I'll put a link to it in the description. But anyway, so it looks like we've got some that have sort of grown up here, so we'll just flick our button. Alright, and let's see if everything is working correctly. So we got some steak. I'm not seeing any leather though. But why did I just do that? That didn't make any sense. Okay, so I see steak but no leather. That's weird. It got stuck over there. What's it doing over there? Okay. That was a design flaw. Huh? Whoops. Okay, so now that that's fixed, let's try it again, shall we? Let's see. 1 stone slab, 2 stone slabs. Okay, cool, perfect. Anyway, we got the little for the water up there and all of that. So anyway, this is it, right? This is the business end of it all, right? So up here is what I'm thinking of, looking at it, is, you know, I don't want to put like a wooden building here, right? Because it doesn't really go with maybe the theme of the area. I mean, eventually we'll sort of touch up this prank house and actually make it sort of the command center for all the research teams that are going on here in the crater. But it wouldn't really make sense to put like a wooden cottage type house next to a, you know, crater that's being used for research purposes. So my idea, what I've come up with in my head, is more to make it like industrial. Which I think will look nice. So of course I sort of have this concept in my head of what I think it will look like, what I want it to look like, and we'll just start building it here and put it all together. So while we're building this though, I don't really have another funny story to tell today. I mean, not that I don't have some hilarious adventures in my life, but it's more about picking, you know, the ones that I'm not so much comfortable with sharing, but, you know, trying to keep this as clean and friendly as possible and everything like that. So for the sake of that, I'll have to wait a little while and come up, you know, with sort of another funny experience from my life. However, I did sort of have something on my mind, and it all stems from sort of what's going on in the world today, if you will, not to get, you know, philosophical or ramble on too long or anything, but I think it's really, really important, since I've already run out of andesite there, I think it's really, really important for people. For me, I'm in my 20s, right? I'm sort of part of this millennial generation, and people my age and even, you know, younger than me, I think it's really, really important that we continue to be very politically active, if you will. Okay, I think that that's really, really important for our generation to be politically active. And the reason being is that, you know, we're the people who the torch is going to get passed to, right? I mean, we're going to be sort of the standard bearers of our countries, whether you're in the U.S. or somewhere else. We're going to be the standard bearers for our country here coming up pretty soon, right? I mean, and it's important that we be both politically involved and informed. And not just politics, but, I mean, everything else going on in our world, right? And the reason is that if you don't start now, if you don't get into politics and, you know, what's going on in your communities, I mean, that's just as important as, you know, oh, Republican, Democrat, or conservative, liberal ideals. You know, it's not about that. That's not what I mean by so much being politically involved, but, you know, being part of a movement, you know, participating in, you know, marches and rallies and going to town halls and really being involved in the community. And I think that that's vitally, vitally important. Mostly for the fact now is what you get is you end up in these situations where there are some really important things going on in the world, and people are uninformed, right? They're very apathetic towards these things that are going on. And I don't think apathy does anybody any good, right? To say that something doesn't affect you, and that's one thing. I mean, it may not affect you now, but it will definitely affect you later. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're 30 or you're 13. What's happening now will affect you at some point down the road. It just will, right? I mean, that's cause and effect. And you actually need to go sleep the night off here so a mob doesn't come up and blow me up. Alright, so let's sleep away the night real quick before I step back up on my soapbox. Alright. Because what we've come to now is sort of a lack of being able to understand someone else's viewpoint. Okay, and that's a really, really important thing. Just because it's one thing to have your own opinions and beliefs, right? And you can certainly feel strongly about those opinions and beliefs. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. In fact, I would encourage you to have very strong opinions. I think that's important. Maybe other people don't think it's as important as I do. I think it's important. However, you have to be open to other people's ideas as well. If you think that you have all the answers, then you're probably in the wrong place to begin with. Because I can assure you that no amount of time, wealth, or experience will make you know everything. It just doesn't happen. And we've ended up in a situation, both in my generation and probably the generation, above and below me, right? Is we've ended up in this situation. Yeah, I like how that's looking so far. We've ended up in this situation where everybody's so strongly opinionated, and yet no one wants to empathize with anyone else. No one wants to accept the fact that their point of view may be wrong. And I don't mean that it's bad, but it might just not be an accurate representation of the world, if you will. And apparently I am not very good at math because I am one short. Really? One short. Fascinating. And the problem with that is like I said, we don't have all the answers, and then we end up in these political shouting matches where, I'm right, you're wrong, you hate this, you hate that, and it descends into name calling. Okay, and that's not how you get anything done in the world, is name calling. It doesn't matter what side of anything you're on, name calling does no one any good, right? I mean, we pretty much all figured that out in grade school, didn't we? I mean, it pretty much hung up on all of our classroom walls, at least here in the States, right? It's the golden rule. And I mean, the golden rule, it's just that simple, right? Treat others how you want to be treated, right? Well, you should talk to them the same way. For me, that's been one of the hardest lessons I've learned, coming into adulthood. I'm someone who was, college educated. I read a ton. I feel like I'm a very well-informed person. And that was something for me to figure out as I got older. That, hey man, it doesn't matter all this education you have, sometimes you're wrong. And that's a hard lesson to learn. Sometimes it is a hard thing for, that's not right. Oh, we take the full stack. That is a hard lesson for us as human beings to learn, is the fact that we're not right all the time, and that sometimes we do have to admit our mistakes. And, that's part of growing up, that's part of being mature, is owning up to your mistakes and being better for it. So for me, if I come back to this thing, if I can ever give you life advice, if I can ever give anybody life advice, it's expand your horizons, right? Test your viewpoints against other people, and get out there in your communities and try to make a difference. I mean, it's one thing to do like what I'm doing right now, right? Which is, stand up on your soapbox and preach, so to speak. But it's another thing to go out there and actually try and make your words mean something, right? Is to turn those words into action. And that's something that my generation is hopefully getting better at, but has not quite figured out, is the fact that it's not, as I sort out my inventory, is that it's not okay just to say something. It is not okay just to believe something and to say that you believe in something. You have to act on it. Okay, you cannot be the person that, you can't be an armchair activist, right? You can't sit on your couch and make the world a better place, right? It doesn't work like that. So I would encourage you to get out, get into your communities, be politically involved, hone your opinions, get stronger opinions. No one says that you can't have strong opinions. Have strong opinions. Really care deeply about things. At least I know if you're opinionated that you care deeply about something, but make sure that you show other people what you caring deeply about something actually means. Turn those words into action. So with all that being said, let's look at all of my words and let's see what this actually turned into. So I like this. I actually like this. I'm not saying it's a beautiful building, okay? This is not a Minecraft work of art. This is not, it's not a Picasso. At the same time, for what we're going for, right? For this theme of its research, and there's going to be a lab over here, and you have all these people coming in and out of the crater. It suits it, right? I mean, it looks very industrial. I mean, it really does. It looks like this is, not a bunker. A bunker's not the word I'm looking for. But it looks very, what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe warehouse-ish almost? I don't know. It just looks very industrial to me, right? It looks like something that you would find near a research outpost that would, house food in it and stuff, you know what I mean? Like a food storage building. So we come in here, we see we've got the polished granite, and then this is the polished andesite. The windows pop up there. We actually don't have enough light in this place. So let's light it up. Let there be light. Of course, we've got the cows down below, but I like this. And see, and what we've done here, since we knew that we were sort of kind of go with this maybe flat-ish roof design with the stone slabs, where it sort of looks very straight across here, is that we changed up the colors between the polished andesite and the stone slab. That helps, right? We have a height difference, full block, half block. But then what we've done is we've come over here and we've blended in the stone slabs and we put them on the corners, and that's created sort of another height difference here, right? You got full block, then half and half, and sort of makes it stick out. And this gives it some texture, right? This makes it look like it's not just, it's not flat straight across anymore, right? Because of the slabs. And so it looks okay. It's not an ugly building, and it's not a Picasso. It just fits perfectly with what we're going for here. We should put a couple torches on the outside, just cause I tend to be a creeper magnet. Alright, so there we go. So there is the cow farm, cooker, breeder thing, whatever you want. I don't care what you call it. It's not really a farm. It's a breeder and a cooker. Okay? But here it is, right? Here it is. Oh, cool. Got some stone slabs in there. That's neat. But yeah, so there it is, right? So now, all the other comrades can come over here and pick them up some leather and some steak. Of course, they'll be free to use this thing. And now we finally will not have to go run around to either Meaning Rider's base or IronPine's base and and sort of mooch off of their food. We have our own food supply. Alright, so let's take a look. Yeah, we got a bunch of junk in our inventory. We're going to have to just, clear that out. However, what I did want to do while we still have a little bit of time is hop over here to IronPine's, right? And show off what he's been doing. And I'm sure that, y'all are probably watching his episodes too, and you're like, man, why don't you kind of go over here? But in case you haven't seen it, okay, he just built these the other day. His stables, and it looks fantastic. Look at this. This is a wonderful looking stable. About the only thing I would say is missing, and IronPine, if you're watching this, dude, maybe the only thing that's missing, my friend, is some hay bales down here with the horses, right? Oh wow, I didn't see this. This is a nice bit of attention to detail. Oh my gosh, look at this. Oh, I did not see this part. Oh man, some of this is even new to me. I try to watch everybody's episodes all the way through end to end if I can. Sometimes I'm short on time. I have to skip through. That's great. But my friend, maybe some hay bales, and dude, this is looking awesome. That's great. So let's head back over to our creator and talk about what we're going to try to be doing in the next episode. Again, always trying to leave you in these episodes with sort of what our looking forward, what that's going to be like for these episodes here coming up. Yeah, just so you have a better idea of what I'm going to be doing and what to expect whenever the episodes come out. I mean, it's not a big surprise. And to be honest, then you sort of know, you're like, hey, he said he was doing this in the next episode. You missed that episode. You be sure to catch the next one, type of deal. You know what you can, you know what you're going to miss, and you know what you're not going to miss, So that kind of lets you know the priority, the urgency in which you might want to watch the videos. And that's no big deal to me. It doesn't matter to me when these videos get watched. I mean, hopefully at some point they do just get watched, though. Man, that looks nice. I like that. So anyway, we'll pop over here to the crater for a sec before all the mobs begin to spawn and talk about what we're going to be doing in the next episode. So the next episode, we are going to continue clearing out the dirt and grass over there and making it all the different types of stone. Diorite, granite, smooth stone, cobblestone. All that kind of good jazz. Okay? And I should be able to get that all done as part of one episode. Maybe time-lapse it, maybe do some of it off camera, something like that. We'll figure that out as we get a little closer to it. Oh. Pop this guy. Whoop, didn't even need the second arrow. How great was that? Okay. Then, here's my plan, right? This is something I'm excited about. Is we're going to start setting up sort of our research station. So I know that I do not have the requisite diamond blocks for this yet. That is okay. I'm working on that. I still haven't had a whole lot of time to really get down in the mines yet, but I will. I have faith that I will. Especially once I get some tools really enchanted, and I can pop down there with like a Fortune 3 pick. I'll be feeling really good about it. So we have this, but what I'm going to go ahead and do is build sort of a glass dome over this Crater Lake Island here where the meteorite is. Like they've, like these researchers have come and they've enclosed it. This is what I want to build is, sort of this sterile tubing that leads to it, right? Like the only way in and out of this observation area over here, this covering of the meteorite, is through these sort of laboratory-like, these very scientific, like these inflatables that they come, right? They got these inflatable tents, they got the inflatable walkways and everything. So we'll have like this inflatable-looking walkway, the sterile walkway in and out. And then we'll tie all that in to sort of this laboratory base that we're going to be building inside of here. But we'll get started on that and see how that looks. And hopefully I'll have the diamond blocks by that episode, if not the one after that. And we'll just start making this look really nice. I'm going to have a crane in here, the mobile lab set up. So maybe we'll do crane, meteorite covering, and start switching out that grass and dirt and making it look more rocky and naturally unnatural is the word I used. I like that phrase. Alright, so let's hop in here before the mobs come. Ouch! Don't do that. That's mean. So anyway, the mobs still got us, and now they're outside. But that's okay. So yeah, so that's all I have for you for this episode. I hope I didn't stand up on the soapbox and preach too long. I hope that y'all appreciate the fact that, you got to see me start a project, finish a project, it's done, the cow breeder cooker is done, the building and everything, it's all finished, and you have a great idea of what we're doing moving forward. So again, I would like to thank y'all for watching. Leave me a like, leave me a dislike if you don't like it. If you do like it, go down below in the comments section, hit me up down there. I respond to every single comment. I'll always try and do that as quickly as I can. I'm always watching that space for that. Subscribe if you want to see more videos as they come out. Again, this is Nick on the Lucky Shot 13 channel. I hope y'all liked the video, and I'll see y'all next time.